The NFL. You hear those three letters, and you know what's coming. You can practically smell the hot dogs, feel the roar of the crowd, and see the bright lights reflecting off the helmets. It's where dreams are made and legends are born. It's where talent meets determination, where grit meets glory, and players carve their names into history. Today, we're diving headfirst into the history books to celebrate the 5 greatest football players to ever step on the gridiron. Get ready, because we're about to relive some of the most iconic moments in NFL history. First up, we got Tom Terrific, the man himself, Tom Brady. Now, some folks might call him the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and you know what? They wouldn't be wrong. This guy, he's got 7 Super Bowl rings. 7. 5 Super Bowl MVPs, more touchdown passes than you can shake a stick at. The man's a walking, talking record book. But it ain't just about the numbers with Brady. It's about the grit, the determination, the way he could stare down a fourth-quarter deficit and laugh. Remember that Super Bowl against the Falcons? Down 28-3, and he pulls off the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. You can't teach that kind of ice in the veins. He's a winner, plain and simple. He elevates everyone around him, makes everyone on that field believe they can win, even when the odds are stacked higher than a pile of flapjacks. He's the quarterback every coach dreams of, the leader every team craves, and the competitor every player respects. He's always the first one in the gym, last one out, studying film, working on his mechanics, pushing himself to be better, even when he's already the best. That's what makes Tom Brady special. He's the whole package, a true champion, and there's no doubt about it. His name will be etched in the halls of football history forever. Next up, we're talking about a guy who could catch a snowball in a blizzard, the one and only Jerry Rice. Now, I'm talking about the greatest wide receiver to ever lace him up. This guy's got hands made of glue, feet quicker than a hiccup, and runs routes so precise, you'd think he was following a map drawn by angels. 22,895 receiving yards, folks. That's not a typo. The man practically rewrote the record books. 208 touchdowns, 3 Super Bowl rings. Jerry Rice was a force of nature on the football field. But it wasn't just his God-given talent, no sir. Jerry Rice, he outworked everyone. He was known for his legendary work ethic, showing up early, staying late, and pushing himself harder than anyone else. He wasn't satisfied with being good. He wanted to be the best, and he proved it every single Sunday. He inspired a whole generation of receivers with his dedication, his precision, and his passion for the game. He was a nightmare for defenders, a dream for quarterbacks, and a joy to watch for fans. Jerry Rice wasn't just a great player, he was an icon, a legend, and his legacy will live on forever in the hearts of football fans everywhere. Cool under pressure. Now, let's talk about a guy who was as cool as the other side of the pillow, Joe Montana. This guy, he was the original Joe Cool, the quarterback who could dissect a defense faster than you can say touchdown. 4 Super Bowl championships, 3 Super Bowl MVPs. Joe Montana wasn't just a winner, he was a dynasty in shoulder pads. He had this uncanny ability to stay calm under pressure, to make the big throw when it mattered most. Remember that game-winning drive in Super Bowl 23? Down by 3, with just minutes left on the clock, he marches his team down the field, cool as a cucumber, and throws the game-winning touchdown to John Taylor. That's what Joe Montana was all about, making the impossible look easy. He had this aura about him, this quiet confidence that spread throughout the entire team. He didn't need to yell or scream to lead, he just did his job, and he did it better than anyone else. He wasn't just a great player, he was a winner, a leader, and a true champion. Joe Montana, he wasn't just a quarterback, he was an artist, a maestro of the gridiron. He's a legend, plain and simple, and his legacy will continue to inspire generations of quarterbacks to come. Now, let's talk about Lawrence Taylor, the most feared man in football. Now hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to talk about a force of nature, a defensive player so dominant, he struck fear into the hearts of quarterbacks everywhere. Lawrence Taylor, LT. This guy, he wasn't just a linebacker, he was a heat-seeking missile aimed straight for the ball carrier. He revolutionized the linebacker position with his speed, his power, and his sheer aggression. Two-time Super Bowl champion, NFL MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. You name it, LT probably won it. He was a one-man wrecking crew, capable of single-handedly taking over a game. Offenses would game plan around him, double-team him, triple-team him, and it wouldn't matter. He was like a runaway train, unstoppable and relentless. He could sack the quarterback, stuff the run, and even drop back into coverage. He was the total package. He played with a fire and intensity that was contagious, inspiring his teammates and intimidating his opponents. He was a game changer, a difference maker, and arguably the greatest defensive player to ever step on the gridiron. Sweetness on and off the field. Last but certainly not least, we got a guy they called Sweetness. And let me tell you, the nickname fit him like a glove. Walter Payton, folks, one of the greatest running backs to ever grace the gridiron. This guy, he was like a ballerina with a battering ram. He was shifty, he was powerful, and he ran with a heart bigger than Texas. 16,726 rushing yards, folks. That's more ground than a farmer covers in a lifetime. But it wasn't just his stats, it was his style, his grace, his determination. He could run through you, around you, or even over you. He was the total package. He was a workhorse, carrying the ball 40 times a game if that's what it took to win. He let his play do the talking, and boy, did it ever speak volumes. But what made Walter Payton truly special was his character off the field. He was known for his kindness, his generosity, and his infectious smile. Walter Payton, he wasn't just a great running back, he was a great man. He left an indelible mark on the game of football and on the hearts of everyone who watched him play. Wow, what a ride! We've seen some incredible highlights, relived some unforgettable moments, and celebrated the careers of 5 absolute legends. These guys, they didn't just play football, they defined it. Their brilliance, dedication, and drive have left an indelible mark on the game we love. They showed us what it means to be great, to push beyond our limits, and to never give up on our dreams. Tom Brady, Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, Lawrence Taylor, and Walter Payton. 5 names, 5 legacies, 1 sport. Their legacies will inspire future generations of athletes to push beyond their limits and strive for greatness. The legends, the legacy, the game. Who do you think is the greatest football player of all time? Comment below, share this video, and subscribe to keep the legacy of these legends alive.